Great. I hope I am visible to everyone. Yes. So, hello everyone. Welcome to the Google Cloud Presents Agentic AI Day powered by Hacktoskill. I am Shweta and I'm so thrilled to have all of you join us, especially on a weekend for the first kickoff session of Agentic AI Day. Before we start, I hope I'm audible and visible to everyone. If in the comment section you can just drop a quick yes or maybe a thumbs up, then I'll know and I can move forward. I can see a lot of comments. Hello, hi. I can see one comment which asks, is this hackathon global? This hackathon is not global. It is only for the developers of India. And okay, so I've seen a lot of yes comments. So that means everything is good to go. So let's start. Okay, so let's first start with what Agentic AI Day is all about. So, the Agentic AI Day 2025 aims to unite developers of India for an innovation challenge sprint focused on building real world solutions using Google Cloud AI Studio, Gemini, Vertex AI, and Firebase. The entire event includes a kickoff session, what we are doing today. Here we'll talk about what this event is all about, what are the certain criteria, who can participate, what are the rewards, and then followed by a detailed session on what are the different problem statements that exist under this event and what you can build, certain use cases, what technologies you can use. So whatever this hackathon, this challenge is all about, we'll discuss that today. And then followed by there will be some workshops and mentorship by industry experts and Google experts, and concluding with a finale with a 30 hours in-person Agentic AI challenge, a hackathon in Bangalore. So now we all know that why agentic AI is so important right now. We all have seen the incredible advancements in AI, especially with large language models. But agentic AI is all about, where the AI has moved a step further. An AI that can understand complex goals, break them down into tasks, use various tools, and execute those tasks without constant human oversight. And that's what this hackathon is also all about. It is there to revolutionize everything from how we automate tasks and manage complex system to how we tackle global challenges, local challenges like climate change, healthcare, farming, agriculture inefficiencies, and many more. It's the future of intelligent automation, and since it is happening faster than you think, that is why this program possess a very unique and a great opportunity for all of the Indian developers out there to showcase their skills. So who can join us in this journey? So if you're a passionate developer, an AI enthusiast, a student developer, a professional developer, maybe a small startup, a freelancer to make your mark in the world of autonomous systems, then this program is for you. We encourage diverse skill sets and fresh perspectives. So if you're eager to learn, build, and innovate, then you are most welcome here to participate. So in the very first phase, all you have to do is conceptualize your idea. We are not asking for any code or any project to be built right now. All we are asking is a idea, a fresh perspective into solving the problem statement, and make sure that in your idea you explain about how you are planning to utilize various Google technologies once you'll start building your prototype. So you can use AI Studio, Gemini, Firebase, Vertex AI, or maybe any other technology that you think you are well versed with, and make sure that you explicitly mention how you have used in the idea that you are going to submit. Then with respect to the timeline, currently we are in the registration phase, and it will go on until 10 of July. Registration phase and idea submission phase are running in parallel. which means the deadline is same for both the phases. The time that you have right now is the major two action items that you have right now is first to form a team, because it is mandatory to have a team of at least 2 team members and a maximum of at least 5 members. And the next part is that you have to submit your idea before 10th. So like I mentioned, for registration and for idea submission, the deadline is 10th of July. So make sure that before 10th of July, you have a team ready of a minimum of 2 members, because that is an absolutely mandatory criteria. And you also have submitted your idea. Again, at this point of time, we are not asking for a prototype or a product or any sort of code to review. We are just asking you to conceptualize your idea. It should be novel. It should have a fresh perspectives, and maybe it can include some snapshots if you have already started building something, how you are planning to use various Google Cloud technologies. All of this can be mentioned in a detailed presentation, and that has to be submitted before 10th of July. So that is the major two action items that we have right now for each of the registered participant. Now, this is the entire journey. So let's say I have already registered. So like I mentioned, the very next mandatory step for me to do is form a team of 2 to 5 members. Then after that, I have to submit my idea, what I am planning to build. Then there will be certain round of evaluations. We'll select the top ideas, and you'll have at that time you just have to await the shortlist announcement. And then if your team is shortlisted, you will be invited for the offline 30 hours in-person hackathon in Bangalore, and where you can join all of us, where we'll have hundreds of developers who will be coding together and building intelligent agents that can change the future. Okay, so there are various reasons as why one should participate in the Agentic AI Day. I'll just quickly list a few. So this program gives you the incredible opportunity to be at the forefront of this AI revolution. You'll get hands-on experience not just in theorizing but also actually building real-world applications from the ground up. You will be leveraging the power of Google Cloud's cutting-edge AI tools, including Gemini, Vertex AI, AI Studio, and many more. So this is your absolute chance to turn your ambitious ideas that you must have and into your working prototypes. And you won't be doing it alone. You will receive, like we mentioned, it is mandatory to have a to have a team member of at least 2 to 5 members. Apart from that, you'll also receive mentorship from top industry AI experts and Google professionals. So all of that will be readily available to all of the shortlisted teams as well. And beyond that, you'll get a chance to tackle meaningful challenges with the agentic AI solutions. You can connect with hundreds of brilliant developers who will be present at the offline Agentic AI Day from across India, forging new friendships, relationships, then tangible recognition. Every shortlisted team will receive a participation certificate and will get to say that you were a part of one of the largest hackathons. Then there is cash prize. So I'll just quickly, yes. So this is what the cash prize is right now. There is the total prize pool that we have is 32.5 lakhs. And the best part about this is we have 5 problem statement, and each problem statement will have a separate 4 winners. So prize money per problem statement is 6.5 lakhs. So each one of you have incredible opportunity to excel in your own problem statement that you have selected, because each problem statement, like I mentioned, will have three first winner, first runner up, second runner up, followed by a consolatory prize, which will be revealed later. So this is about why one should participate. All of the rewards and recognition that are there for all of the participants. Next, now to dive deeper into what you will actually be building. There are 4 problem statements that are already announced. It is live on the website. It is also live on your dashboard under the challenges section. This is where you can get a understanding of what are the different challenges that exist that you will be addressing under the part of this hackathon. There is also going to be a 5th problem statement, which we will announce by the end of next week. As of now, you can go through these 4 and just think about if that resonates with what you are planning to build. I'll also quickly share a view of the dashboard. One second. Okay, so once we register, this is the page where we land on. This is visible, yes. This is the page where we land on. So in the roadmap section, you can see all of the next action items that you are supposed to complete as a participant of Agentic AI Day. So the very first thing was registration. So because now I have already completed it, it shows you are registered. Then the next thing for me to do is team formation. then idea submission, then problem statement announcement is already done. Then today we are here at the problem statement explainer session. There are going to be more session, then shortlist announcement, then finale briefing call with all of the shortlisted teams. So whatever is happening in this event as a part of your journey, all of these steps will be mentioned here in the roadmap section. Now, like I mentioned, team formation is a mandatory step here, and you can form a team of 2 to 5 members. So two is minimum. So either you can invite your friends, your colleagues, or anyone that you know who will be interested in joining you in building a prototype. Other than that, if you do not have anyone right now, then here you can see looking for a team, explore public teams option. So here all of the teams which are currently public and which are just like you and looking for more team members to join their teams, they are listed here. So you can just read a brief description of what they have given and then just click on this request to join option, and the teams will get a request. So from here, you can explore all of the public teams. If you want, you can also list your team as a public team, which will be present here. So all the other team members who are still solo, they can find out about your team. And let's say if they like the description of or something, then they can request to join, and you can form a team from here as well. So, for example, these are the invite status that I have got. I have got a request from these three teams. So, in the action item, I can just click here, either accept this request or reject this request based on my preference. Then, in the submissions tab, this is where you have to submit your idea. The template of the presentation is already provided here. You can just download this template quickly and then enter all of these mandatory questions. For example, in the challenges, you can select the problem statement that you have selected, then a brief description of what your idea is all about, then what problem you are trying to solve, what technology you are using, if this is your first hackathon, the impact that your solution is trying to create, and at the end, your presentation converted into a PDF. These are the basic mandatory idea submission questions that you have to fill once you are submitting your idea here. Then in the interaction section, you can find whatever sessions we are having. For example, this one is already listed here. So similarly, as and when more sessions, workshops, or mentorship sessions that are being conducted, they will be listed here only. So you can just quickly join from here. Then challenges section is where all the problem statements are listed. Currently, we have 4. We'll announce one more problem statements in the next week. So this is the view of the dashboard. Now let's go back here. Great. So that's all that I had from my end. Now, please give a warm welcome to her. She's program manager at Google, and he'll be talking in detail about what problem statements exist under this event. And he'll be covering all the problem statements one by one. At the end, we'll also have a live Q&A. So whatever questions you have, make sure that you hold on until the end of the session. You can just quickly drop them in the comment section, and we'll pick from there. So let's welcome our speaker for today. Hello. I think you are on mute.
Hello. Yes, sorry. Thanks, Sweta, for having me here. It's great to see all the participants, some of the queries. I see few queries are repeated. We'll take the queries towards the end. But before we begin, I'll quickly introduce myself. I'm Harsh. I work as program manager at Google. And collectively, we have drafted 4 problem statements, which we'll be walking you through one by one. So let me just share my screen. Give me a second. Yes. So our first problem statement is managing CT data overload. So how we have defined the problem statement, if you go through the problem statement on the website, there are 2 things: the challenge, what is the challenge, and what is the objective. So I saw there are few queries where it says how to define ideas, right? Where what ideas we need to do. See, challenge part is which talks about the existing problem. So I'll give you an example. Metropolitan cities generate a lot of data points every minute, from traffic to from weather, right, to some civic reports, right, from criminal reports, civic reports, right, weather data, traffic data. So there are so many data points being generated every minute in a metropolitan city. right? How all this data points, see, this data points will have, obviously will have noise, right? So when we talk about traffic related data points, there will be some factual data, there would be some noise as well, right, coming from different platforms. So platforms like Twitter, platforms like Instagram, some user reported problems, platforms, right? Some data would be coming from a maps API. So there would be a lot of data related to traffic coming to a particular point, right? Now, this, the challenge over here is, it's not just about filtering the data, but create an intelligent AI agent which can process this data and give smart suggestions at the command and control center. So let's imagine this as a command and control center. I'm giving you an idea, right? So imagine this is a command and control center where data is coming from maps API about a traffic. Few data is coming from a Twitter. From Twitter, let's say 10 users reported a particular incident in an area, which can potentially generate some traffic. So command and control center should intelligently process all those data, also pass it on to the next AI agent or the commander who is at the ground as well. Okay, this area can have a potential issue of traffic, right? So this is how you can imagine. So let's say there is a lot of data coming on, how you can build an AI agent which can intelligently process this data and also generate a view of entire city. Okay, traffic, civic sense, criminal data. So and also it processes and also it passes on to the next agent which will be responsible, or commander which can be responsible to act on those data points, right? So this is just an idea overview I'm giving, so what you can develop, right? So that's one first problem statement. If we go to second problem statement, it's about empowering teachers in multi-grade classroom, right? So as you know, a teacher can be responsible, a single teacher can be responsible for two things. Maybe a single teacher is covering multiple grades, like 1 2 3 grades, or a single teacher is covering multiple subjects in a single grade, right? And not teacher not just have a responsibility of teaching students. There are various responsibility like managing the attendance. There are various responsibilities like generating exam papers, right, evaluating them, right, and at various difficulty levels as well. And also it there are chances where teacher may need to personalize a class or a subject for every student as well. So challenge over here is build a AI powered teaching assistant that can empower teachers in a multi-grade or low resource environment. So how you do, what you do is the idea part. So as I told you, each problem statement has two things, right? One is the challenge. So first problem statement has a challenge of metropolitan city where data is being coming from various sources, right? And how you can intelligently build a AI agent will that not just process the data but also gives you and suggestions as well, also passes a particular response to another agent or someone field officer on ground as well, right? Here the second problem statement has a challenge of under resourced schools where a teacher is covering multiple subject or a multiple classes as well. So how an AI based system can help empower the teacher to cover multiple grades, other admin work that a teacher needs to do, right? So you need to build a versatile tool. So how you will build it comes under your idea part. So there were few queries over here. So I hope this covers the query question where people were asking what is the idea part. The challenge is not your idea. I'll be very specific over here. Challenge is not the idea. Challenge just describes the problem statement. Objective gives you an clear aim that what you need to develop, right? How you will develop, what tools technologies you will use, how you will combine all the data points and build something goes into the ideation phase. So third problem statement is improving safety at large public events, right? So let here again an example is given of a music concert or public rallies where it's difficult to manage crowd, right? Or where there is a potential of some kind of stampede or a potential of too many people coming in a small area as well. So how you can build a intelligent AI system which can monitor the movement of crowd in that area, right, using cameras, using images, using GPS based devices. It's on you how you want to do, right? So how an AI system can generate the situational awareness of the entire area, and not just as I told you, it should be not just see solution in this problem statements, all of these problem statements should not be limited to analyzing the situation, right? Solution should be the AI agent should give a actionable output on to the user, to the controller who is monitoring that situation. Also, the one AI agent, it would be beneficial if you build multiple AI agents and both communicating to each other as well. Let's say a AI agent processed few images, few GPS based data at a large public gathering as well, and it provided input. Okay, this area there are lot of there's a bunch of public in a small circle. There's a possibility of stampede, so that analysis should be passed on to either a on ground volunteer or another agent which takes decision based on the input generated by the command and control center, right? So this is how you can imagine and build a multi-agent system. In all of these problem statements, you can build a multi-agent system, those agents communicating with each other. There is also a human who is monitoring the entire process, right? So in case of teachers, you can build multi-agents, a agent generating papers, a agent generating study materials, and a teacher who is using all these agents, and also possibility of them intercommunicating as well, right? Last problem statement, sorry, fourth, not last, but fourth problem statement is same. So we covered city specific civic related problem statement. Second, we covered education teachers related problem statement. Third was around large gathering. Fourth is helping farmers with the on demand data. See, over here again, if you go through the challenge, you can see, you can challenge describes the entire problem statement. A farmer in rural Karnataka may face some challenges of yellow spots on the tomato crop as well, right? May face challenges in identifying right mandi prices as well. So there may face challenge of knowing the weather reports, may face challenge knowing what prices are what are the current prices of particular crop in the local mandi as well, right? And if there are any alerts coming from the local agri university. So there are again here as well, similar to other problem statement, here there are multiple data points. So how your AI agent, how your AI application can build a assistant that not just help farmer to improve their productivity, but also help them take the conscious decisions as well, right? A AI agent can process the prices, AI agent can process the news report coming around weather, can also process if a farmer can upload a photo of a crop and can also help identify the health of the crop as well, soil report as well. So how a agent, how a system, AI powered system can help farmers uh, take a conscious decision, and also this all these agent systems, independent systems can also communicate to each other, right? So I hope this I was able to explain all these four problem statements. I'll again repeat. First is around various data points in a metropolitan city, from traffic, from civic sense, from criminal reports, right, from weather reports, and how you can build an intelligent dashboard providing entire view of the city. And also that view, that agent should be able to take conscious call based on the constant inflow of data. Second is around education, how end-to-end tool for a teacher with provision of multiple agents doing multiple tasks, and teacher overlooking the entire uh, work done by various agents as well, and also help them take a conscious call, right? Third is providing maintaining uh, like public place where there is a lot of crowd, and how a system can be designed which can protect some kind of major incident that can happen in a crowded place as well. And fourth is help farmers with an expert, on demand expert as well. So these are the four problem statements. And fifth problem statement, as Shweta mentioned, will be published next week, so you can keep an eye on that as well. And the idea should be how you will solve it, how you will solve the challenge and achieve the objective. So over here, I would not recommend you to just use the objective piece and define the idea. No, you need to read the challenge, understand what you need to build, what you need to achieve, and idea is how you will do it, how smartly you will do it, what kind of services you will be using, what innovation you can bring, right? So that's how your ideas would be uh, uh, evaluated as well, right? So we can take few questions. I hope this was helpful. If there is anything, uh, please post over there if you have any queries. So there are few non-question related queries, non-problem statement related queries, non-hackathon related queries. Please don't post. Let's limit ourselves, our curiosity to just the hackathon and problem statements. Okay. Uh, so let's. Okay.
I'll take queries about in general, like hackathon, repos, everything.
Right. Uh, so there is one problem. One query is, will data set be provided? No, data set wouldn't be provided. You need to look for public data set. Maybe you can explore websites like Kaggle to get those data sets. So before going to the data set, I'll advise you. See, I can understand you. It's a valid question around data set, but we won't be able to provide any data set over here. But before going to the data set or those things, I advise you to first understand the challenge piece, understand the objective piece, and then identify how you will solve it. After you identify how you will solve it, then come to the data set piece, where how piece and how, after how, what are the requirements, right? So those data sets and everything you can get on the Kaggle or any of the public data set websites as well. There are few government data.gov.in government's website where you can get some geo specific public data sets as well, right? Will GCP credits provided for the hackathon? No, credits would not be provided. I advise you to create a free trial account if you want to use the GCP credits as well. So there was another question: are we supposed to use Google ADK? Yes. If you are building multi-agent system, you can use Google ADK as well and build a multi-agent system as well. What all languages we can use to build? Any language is your choice. Based on your expertise, your area of interest, you can build. Will not restrict you by the language. Can we use AWS instead of GCP, as we have more hands on? Okay, so I'll this question, I saw there's many repeated question. See, what we'll be going to do is, for each Google technology used, you will be evaluated, or you will be given additional points for the each Google technologies you are using. And we understand that to build a robust solution, you may need to go multi-platform. You feel free to use various platforms as well, but your final presentation on the day of hackathon, there will be points for the Google technologies that you have used, right? So it's not I would say it's not allowed to use non-Google technologies. No, you can use, but make sure your solution is working. You are using the necessary Google tools and technologies required to build a solution. Will we be getting any premium version of Google products like Gemini, Vertex, which was mentioned early to use? We won't be giving you any premium access. First of all, there's no premium access for all these things, right? In order to use Vertex AI, you need to have a Google Cloud account. You can create Google Cloud free trial account to use Vertex AI. For if you want to just use Gemini APIs, there's an alternative way to use it using AI Studio as well. So just search about this term AI Studio, how you can use Gemini API using AI Studio, how you can use Vertex AI's multi-model capabilities as well. But we won't be able to provide share any premium version of any of this. There is one more question. Is the objective what we have to build? Yes. Obviously, objective means what you want to achieve. So challenge explains what is the challenge, objective explains what you want, what you should achieve, right, what you should build. Hmm.
Harsh, are you taking any more questions?
No. Meantime, you can take other questions as well. I'll just read and identify common queries. You can take after that.
Okay, so a few of the repeated questions, I'll just quickly answer those at once. One team is only allowed to submit one idea. You cannot submit multiple ideas. One team, one idea. That's all. For people who are asking if they can start building in advance, they can start the building, like you can start building in advance, but that won't have any effect on your final evaluation. You will only be shortlisted based on the idea submission PPT that you have submitted to us. There was one more thing where someone asked if they submit the GitHub repo of the code, then will they get extra points for submission? In this phase, we are only evaluating the concept or the idea that you have that you are supposed to build in the 30 hours offline hackathon. So, no submitting the GitHub repo won't earn you any extra points or any preference for shortlisting or anything. How many teams will be selected? That an exact number is not something that we can share right now, but we'll easily have upwards of 500 teams that we'll shortlist for the in-person finale. How mentorship will be done on the hack day, you will get to know. We will share more details on the teams that are actually shortlisted for the hackathon and not right now. So once teams are shortlisted, we'll have a briefing call with the shortlisted teams on 19th of July. So if you're shortlisted, this information will be shared with you only then. At the time of the hackathon, can we use LLMs? I believe yes. I mean, why not?
Yes, yes, yes. Sorry, Shweta, I'll take this. You can use LLMs. There are various Gemini family of various models as well. You can pick the LLM and the version API that suits your requirement.
And there is no criteria for team formation. That depends solely on the kind of teams, like if you want to have who you want to have in your team, professionals or maybe from same organization, different organization. That is not an issue. Do we have to use, are there any criteria? After getting shortlisted in Bangalore location, Google Ananta. Oh wow. No, that is one second. Bangalore Innovation Exhibition Center. I'll just share the exact name in the group. It is also listed on the website, the exact venue that we have for the offline finale. Great. Can we combine agentic plus GenAI in all our project, or should the project tech stack should be fully only about agentic AI? Harsh, can you explain this?
Yes, yes, yes. So feel free to combine both. See, the main theme is to build AI agent around these problem statements. And in order to build a AI agent, what actions your AI agent can take? I'll give you an example. If you are building an AI agent which takes smart action based on the city data points as well, and after going through the city data points, it can generate a summary, right? So it's not just about agentic AI. It also use generative AI to generate a summary as well, right? So feel free to combine the technologies, combine the API. So it's how this is what the hackathon about. How innovative you are to combine all these technologies. There was one question: will there be any free API access given? So if it's free, then we don't need to provide any access. You can directly sign up and use it. If you are using any pro APIs, we won't be able to provide any credits for that. You need to use either free trial or create a billing account. If it's free, feel free to sign up and use it. You don't need to ask us.
Do we have to submit idea for all 5 problem statement? No, you have to select one problem statement and one idea from one team. And you are not allowed to select any other problem statement apart from the 5 that are listed on the website. Currently, 4 are listed there. Fifth problem statement will be announced next week. You can select either one from out of those 5 problem statement and not a self-generated problem statement or anything else. The problem statement on the website has some suggested detailed solution. As you have mentioned, these are just suggested detailed solutions to help you understand what are the possibilities out there, but this is not what your idea should be, and this is not what your concept should be limited to. These are just some of the examples that we have given to help you better understand what the problem statement is all about. So please do not like select just one of them and consider that this is what you're supposed to build. Uh, First, we need the idea. So, does any practical implementation need to be there? Yes, I mean, at this stage, you only need to conceptualize your idea and submit that, but it should have a real world application. Maybe one slide that talks about the real world application of your project. So, practical implementation should be there. I think all of the questions are
Okay.
now
There
just
is
repeated.
there is one question which is like, what exactly qualifies as Firebase Studio usage for a special price? Is it for UI enough, or should we use for deployment pipeline as well? It's on you how you want to use it. As we mentioned multiple times, it's on you how you want to use these technologies and services. Also, how better you use those tools, technologies, you'll be evaluated based on that. So there is a possibility that someone implements a good user interface using Firebase Studio, whereas other team can also implement a deployment pipeline as well. So how better you are implementing, how better you are using all these capabilities, you would be evaluated based on that.
Can we extend the slides? You can extend the slides. You can add as many slides as you want, but make sure that you follow the same template. There is like one or two blank slide in the end, so just copy those slides so that the template and the structure is maintained. How many slides is up to you, whatever you think is best to explain your solution, what you want to build, what you are thinking about. Do we only have to use Google features or can we use others too?
Uh, yes, I can take this up. So you can use any available technology, but as we mentioned, you will be evaluated on the number of Google services you are using, how efficiently you are using those services. But in order to build a solution, you can feel free to use the technologies and services you like. But you would be evaluated on what kind of Google tools, technologies, and how efficiently you are using it. There is one question: can we use Google
Will
Gemini
community
model?
support be active on Discord? Yes.
Okay. There was one question on, can we use Google Gemma models? Yes, feel free to use it. There's no one is stopping you to use. N at N allowed. See, as I told, we won't be able to tell you which technologies to use, which technologies not to use. It's all about innovation, how efficiently you want to build a solution. You can, but we clearly mentioned the evaluation parameters. You would be evaluated on number of Google services you are using and how efficiently you are using, right? So that doesn't mean that more services you use, you'll get more marks. That doesn't mean less services you use, you get less mark. But it also, it's all about how efficiently you are using it. So you can, let's say you are using 3 services in a much efficient way, it should be fine. So what other services you are using to build a innovation, it's on you. But more rules related to in-person evaluation and everything will be communicated to the shortlisted teams during the later phase. So keep an eye. What we are mentioning currently is only around the problem statement and the ideation phase, but more evaluation criteria will be communicated to shortlisted teams.
So the initial phase is until you submit your idea, which is until 10th of July, everything is online. You need to form a team on the dashboard that we have just presented. You need to submit your idea on the dashboard. And we'll then announce the shortlisted team somewhere around 14-15 mid-July. Until then, all of the phases are virtual only. And only the shortlisted teams will be invited for the offline in-person hackathon. So before that, some teams asked about the idea submission. That is a virtual phase. Harsh, there are some people asking about if they can go with the no-code approach.
Okay, interesting question. So I'll again repeat a boilerplate answer. You can use technology that you want, because over here our idea is not to limit your innovation. If you are using no code, if you are using vibe coding, how you are using it, what Google services you are using it, how efficiently you are using it, you will be evaluated based on that.
Okay. Someone asked if girls can attend. Yes, why not? Can you explain a little more about prototype submitting phase? So that again will be shared with the shortlisted teams itself, because only they are supposed to build the prototype offline in person, and the submissions will also happen at that point only. So we'll share more details about what is going to be there in the 30 hours in person hackathons with only the shortlisted teams.
Okay. Uh,
Fifth problem statement will be announced by end of next week.
Next week.
It will be live on the website. We'll also send you an email about the same, that it is live so you can check it out. How to connect with a team member connected through H2S platform. Great. So that once a team member accept your invite, they will receive an email. You will also receive an email. So you can get the email from there of the team member that actually have selected joined your team. So through email, you can start the initial conversation and then you can move forward as an invite. Can we use our own Google license? What is this?
Sorry, what's the question? Google license?
Yes, can we use our own Google license?
Okay, if you are mentioning about your own Google account or Google Cloud account, yes, you can. Uh, it's highly advisable to use personal account, not anybody else's account or not corporate account as well. Can we please get free? Second, can we get API access? As I mentioned, like you can sign up for the free API access and start consuming it. You don't need to take our permissions to use the free APIs.
I have dropped the venue again in the chat section. You can use other open source models as well, but there are additional points if you use Google technologies. What all we should use in the idea submission so that we get selected? Oh, really good question. But if we tell right now, then all of you will be selected and we'll have to invite all of you, which is not possible. So we cannot reveal this at this point of time.
Okay, that's one question. What will be the fifth problem statement about finance, education, finance or education? Feel free to speculate. It's good to start voting around it. We'll be revealing next week. Sometimes the appropriate data set for problem statement 3, festival weeks or all this, what to do that. See, data set, we won't be able to provide this data set because reason number one, that we want it to be an open innovation. You identify your data set, you identify how you want to solve it, and then we'll be evaluating you based on how you solve the particular problem, using the identifying the challenge, understanding the challenge, and understanding the objective as well. But we won't be able to provide any data sets.
Can you give a little hint for selection? Nice.
One hint is whoever submits good ideas will be shortlisted. That's the biggest hint.
What about travel expenses? So travel accommodation, everything teams have to manage. So shortlisted teams have to manage on their own. Venue, I believe we have posted multiple times. You can also take a look at the website. It is happening in Bangalore International Exhibition Center, and we are speculating to have at least like 500 plus teams offline for the hackathon. And for those 30 hours, whatever is needed in terms of like food, mentorship, etc., everything will be arranged for the shortlisted teams. And more exact details will be shared later with the shortlisted teams only. Who will get the consolation prize? Okay, a team which is really good but could not be the winners or first or second runner up will get the consolation prize. Can I participate solo? No, team formation is mandatory. You need to have a minimum of 2 members in your team and a maximum of 5. There is no limitation on the number of slides that you have to submit, but again, do not make it too long. 10 to 12 slides are decent enough to cover what you want to build. And on Discord, same updates. For example, the updates that you receive about the sessions that are happening, any new timeline update, changes, anything new that is happening as a part of this initiative, we circulate over email. We also circulate the same over Discord as well. So you can join the Discord. You can reach out to us either on agentic AIK support @hacktoskill.com, or you can drop your queries on the Discord server as well. Our team will take care of it.
Right. There is one question directed to me. Hey Harsh, you said we need to implement the challenge at the end. How will the idea change as challenge is very crisp, and how the ideas will get evaluated? Okay, so we know challenges are very crisp, and that was the intention of this hackathon, to give you a crisp challenge rather than get you confused on what needs to be solved and what are the objective around it. So how it will be evaluated is how efficiently or how innovatively you are solving that challenge. So now you have, so any problem statement you see, there will be a challenge, there will be a objective. So understand the challenge, understand objective, and idea is how you will solve that challenge and achieve that objective. So how innovatively you are doing it, what kind of services you would be using, how your service, how your how much will your product be efficient to do it, how it will be scalable. So there are, those are the various parameters on which your ideas can be evaluated. There's one, shall we join with our college mate as the team? Yes, if your college mate wants to join with you as a team member, you can join with them, but ask them if they want to join or not. One more question. Any tips? Hi, sir. Any tips to stand out in the PPT, as everyone will be giving ideas to solve the same objectives? Yes. Uh, so how? So one important tip is how efficiently you see. Now you know everyone. Good part of this problem statement is you know what everyone would be solving it, and what everyone will be achieving it. So the biggest tip is how innovative you can be to achieve that solution, how you can build a efficient system, how you can build a scalable system. So these are the three tips from my side, which you can implement in your ideas and submit the presentation. So keep those two three things in mind: how innovative you are uh, to achieve that solution, how efficient system you are developing, and how scalable is your system.
Great. I what we got after submitting our idea. Oh, if your idea is good, a chance to get shortlisted. I believe that's all. I see a lot of repeated questions as of now, but if any of you still think that their question is their query is left unanswered, you can reach out to us at agentic.ai support@hacktoskill.com. You can also join the Discord channel. The QR code is there on the screen itself, so you can join there as well. And I believe that's all. Harsh, is there anything else that you like to say?
No, all good. I was just going through questions. There, most of the questions are repetitive, or maybe you joined late in this entire webinar. So watch this webinar again. It's will be on the platform. So go through the all the problem statements entire webinar again in case if you have joined late and have few queries. Right. Otherwise, it's all good. We are excited to go through your ideas and wish you all the best.
Yes, the entire recording of this session will be available throughout the initiative on your hackathon dashboard under the interaction section. So anyone, like Harsh mentioned, anyone who has joined late or maybe wants to go through again on some of the important aspects of what all we discussed today, they can go there. Before we wrap up, just quick mention of dates again.
There
Start.
is so there's one interesting question I found. Harsh, do we need to add additional features to the problem statement, or we just need to address the problem statement only? So no one is stopping you to add additional features to that problem statement. So that's what I mentioned about the innovation piece, right? So if you are just solving it by line, then there is no innovation. So no one is stopping you from adding innovative features.
Yeah. So currently we are in the registration, idea submission, and team formation phase, and the deadline for all these three things are 10 July. Like I mentioned, team formation is absolutely mandatory. Make sure that you have at least two members in your teams, because otherwise, even if you have a really great idea, you won't be able to move forward. So make sure that you have formed a team of a minimum of two and a maximum of five members. Then make sure that you submit your idea before 10 July. There is not going to be any extensions with respect to idea submission. So make sure whatever you're trying to build, you have ample amount of time. We already have the four problem statements out. So make sure you submit your idea before 10 July. And until this shortlist announcement, which is 14 of July, everything is virtual. Everything will be happening either live. If there are any workshops or mentorship sessions happening, they will be happening live just like this. And rest of the things you have to submit on the hackathon dashboard, just that we just saw. And after that, this 26 to 27 July in-person finale is going to be offline at the Bangalore International Exhibition Center. The details and everything are already listed on the website. So only that part of this entire initiative is offline, the 30 hours in person hackathon only with the shortlisted teams. Rest all the phases are online. And I believe that's all. Thank you so much for joining us today. And we are really excited to see what all of you have to present and what all of you have to build and get your ideas and everything. Again, we are available at email, at Discord as well. If you have any queries, if you still feel that any of your questions are left unanswered, make sure that you reach out to us and we'll be able to help you quickly. That's all. Thank you so much for joining.
So thank you. All the best.